I don't know if you can hear me, but when it rains here in the tropics, it really rains, and it's just bucketing down at the moment. It's Tuesday after Easter, and I've just literally got off the bike after dropping Jonathan at school, and just the heavens opened up. It saw the black clouds coming. So, hey, listen, it's still a wet season over here. It's we're in now, April, so it's going to start easing up over the next month or so, and you get a little bit sort of into up towards June, and then it clears up for a good few months. But when it does rain, it usually only rains heavily for a little bit, and then it settles down. But I tell you what, we've got a whole swimming pool down there. The thongs, the jandals, the flip-flops, whatever you want to call them, having boat races. But I've been promising you a bit of a sneak peek on what we've done here in the house, a bit of a conclusion. I hope you can hear me because it is pretty noisy. So listen, I decided we'll go for a bit of a look around. I'll give you a quick squiz. I'll see if I can get through to the front of the house. We'll start from the front door and we'll work our way back. We took a house that was abandoned. It was almost set for destruction, and it's still got a few warts, I promise you. One of them being they had clear sheeting up here over the front door, but it was just like a thin sheet of plastic. It wasn't corrugated, it wasn't red, there was no strength to it. And luckily, because they're only holding it up with these little sticks, little tiny bits of wood, and I don't know how the whole thing didn't collapse, but it didn't. So but we took it down, and we're going to hopefully one day fix that up. Spoke to the owner the other day, and he's so happy with what we've done to the house. He just came along and he said, look, I've had a few people come and like do a place up, and no one's ever put the amount of effort that we've put into here. And as a result, we've managed to lock in a long lease, and it was very much worth our while. It was expensive to do it, but look, it's hard to say. What you spent on to do a bathroom up was probably more than we spent to do the whole house up, because firstly we've got local contractors, there's no building consensus, no best practices. We got really lucky getting the builder that we did and his family, who have all come along and painted and done a lot. We've done a fair bit of the work ourselves as well. Poor Jonathan's been out there with his paintbrush. I'd say that if you get up at 6 in the morning, then by the time it's getting hot, about 10 o'clock in the morning, you can go, we're finished for the day. I don't want to be standing out there in the sun. It's absolutely sweltering hot. So look, I'm going to take you for a bit of a wander through. This is our front veranda, and it's become my little workshop at the moment. But I've put a security gate up there because the neighbours look straight through our front window. Now I'm going to try and do this without getting wet. There we go, we get anything on the lens? No, we're good. So here we go, that's through the front door. So just a little disclaimer, we're not finished, and we pretty much run out of money, but we don't have a lounge chair yet. In fact, we picked up a little cheap chair and table that we can sit at and have breakfast and stuff, but still we've got a fair bit to go. But hey, listen, this isn't about showing off what we have and haven't got. This is just about sharing the journey with you guys, because honestly, your support and literal support, as well as just your following and subscribing to what we're doing. Some of my closest friends who have become my internet buddies. One person actually donated a toilet. I swear that I've been complaining for the last year about having this horrible squat toilet at the old place. So they said, Muzzo, we're going to give you a toilet. Do you mind if that could be your wedding present? And I said, not at all. That's perfect. So we got a real toilet. But listen, I'll show you quickly around the house. So we got a beautiful, huge, big lounge room. Now, that stove is just sitting there because Fee picked it up yesterday for her school canteen, and it turned up late last night, so we just got them to put it in there. And it's going to go 5 flights of stairs to the top floor at the Catholic school, so she can prepare all the lunches and stuff for all of the food that she bakes up there. So that's her gig. She runs a cafeteria at the local school, and So this is ultimately where the lounge chair is going to go, up against the window in front of the door. And I can't wait to show you the lounge that we're looking at, because I'm hoping to sort of fill this whole area up with a day bed. And you can get furniture made over here for almost nothing. It's just incredible how cheap stuff is. So, and then I thought, well, hang on, have a look at the rest of the lounge room here. I'll close this so that goes into Jono's room for now. We've kept the colour scheme, this sort of chalkboardy green and a light green and then a bit of white. But I decided to make this little wall here. It's out of metal because it's about the only place I could figure we could put a decent television. While you're sitting here at the window, that wall's too far away. That's the dining room anyway. And I just want a bit of a partition to sort of keep the dining room there but not there. So that it's a little bit of a demarcation point. We've got this big pole that you can't do much, and we can't sort of hang too much down because of the fans. So I made this little wall up out of steel, and I'm going to hang the TV off the side of that so that we can have it here. But that's the door to Muss's beer garden. So if I put it on a bracket that can swing out, we can actually sit outside and watch TV from in here. That's the plan. I'm good at plans. And I don't know if you saw the vlog that we did at Tanalot, but look at that incredibly beautiful painting. It's nearly Aboriginal, the way they've done it. It's all these spots and dots of paint, but it makes it the most beautiful mandala sort of painting. It's just lovely. I really enjoy that. And I'm thinking up here, some bookshelves, a little bit like those ones that I've got in the kitchen, or just something, just a bit of detail, maybe put a little spotlight there, facing there. This is our $60 table and chairs. It's a bit rough. Hey look, it is what it is, but hey, it's a table. It's somewhere to sit. So while I'm in here, I had to take the breakfast bar down because there's white ants in the woodwork, and so we've had to get rid of some of that. They're actually fighting to try and come back again, and we're trying to get on top of them as much as we can. So there was a big wooden bench top there, and we're going to put another one back there later. Maybe drop it down a little bit down lower and have like a floating bench. But the kitchen has just come up absolutely magic. Now listen, I can weld, but I'm not the best at carpentry. So I've sort of done a little bit of rough work here with some cupboards. We've got some shelves that we're going to put in there, and then we need some cupboard doors and stuff like that. So, hey, look, I think it's come up beautifully. We've done these granite-looking stone tops, and we've got a nice double flick mix sort of thing going on there, and the fridge. Look, it's small, but over here, one thing they don't have is pantries. They don't, at home, I've got probably 6 months supply of biscuits and rice and canned goods and stuff in a pantry at home. And there's stuff that's there for years until you excavate it, until you move house. But over here, and I think it's a cultural thing because, firstly, there's a lot of rats, and if you have food in a house, you bring in the rats. In fact, look, a lot of let's talk the old original housing and the original inhabitants here. They didn't have rat-proof containers, or ant-proof containers, not just rats, there's bugs and there's stuff like that. So you only have enough food, and most of the village houses don't have fridges in them, and almost none of them, the original ones, had hot water. So if you wanted hot water, you had to boil a saucepan on a stove or a wood stove. These days they've gone these little gas sort of camping stoves. But they lived a very, very daily existence. So they walked down early, first thing in the morning. Nearly everyone in the village, all the ladies especially, will wander down to the local village market, and they'll pick up a little bit of this, a little bit of that. They might grab something for breakfast, to save them having to cook, buy a bit of nasi campur or something like that. And they'll come back and they'll have a little bit of vegetable, and they'll buy a little bit of meat, and they'll cook that up for the family. And that's the family's lunch and dinner. And as the dad comes home or the kids get home from school, they'll have a pot of rice there. You'll see these little rice cookers everywhere, and they're just, that's like a daily part of life. So storage space isn't a huge concern here because they don't usually store a lot of food, and it's quite a Western idea to just buy way more than you need and leave it there. But one thing they don't buy lots of over here, guys, is toilet paper. It's because they use these and they don't wipe. Oh, so the COVID pandemic for these guys looked totally different to what the supermarkets looked over where you guys are. Oh, look, I love it. So listen, I'll bring you into our little bedroom. It's actually huge for a Bali bedroom, and we've got a nice bed there, plenty of room. We've got a window that looks out to the other side, to the beer garden side, and that's the first door I made. We can park the bikes there, keep an eye on them at night time. And I'm putting some security up the top there. I'm going to put some spikes on a bar. You're allowed to fortify your premises over here. A lot of places you'll see broken bottles cemented to the top of the railings and the top of the fences. I'll take you, oh, where's my keys? I'll take you quickly out to the beer garden. Oh, so many keys, so many locks here, it's crazy. And another little thing that I picked up for almost nothing was this swimming pool. It's not a real swimming pool. It's a spa bath. It's an outdoor bathtub. And it's just big enough for two people to sit in there opposing and have a little soak. But I tell you what, I love just being able to soak, put my feet out and just relax in the afternoons. So we've got this little thing happening. We're going to maybe make a little roof over it. I've got my plants and stuff starting up there so we can line that and make that look pretty. I'll put a heap of spikes up on top of that there. And that's where my chair and table and the barbecue is going to be all here. So this is the mother beer garden, and this is where I really, I have a heap of hanging plants or so. I just like a nice green, cooling, relaxing space to get away from the craziness and the madness that sometimes my life looks like. And yeah, look, there's a bit of work we could do, putting some covers over here. There's no spouting down off that, but it's all working at the moment. Now, you've probably seen this before, but I'm so happy with what we did in here. This is our little bathroom. This used to just have one of those long drop toilets at the end there and nothing else. So we've actually rerouted all the piping under the floor. They hand dug it and they put the toilet waste back to where it was going, so I could have a shower down that end. The hot water service up there, it's hot water on tap, a little sink and that, and it's got plenty of room for a little small space. It's got a nice skylight in there. We've got an exhaust vent, and I'll be honest, oh my god, I'm just loving having the luxury of these of all of that in there. It's sensational. Right, let's go out the side. We'll go through Jono's room. So he's got a good sized bedroom for a kid, and we've got a trundle bed so we can pull that out, and his mates or whatever can sleep on that. Through Jono's room we've got a little laundry, and we've also got another couple of bathrooms. So this had another long drop toilet, and we changed that, had to turn the toilet around so it would fit in properly, but that gives Jono somewhere to go in the morning. When I'm doing a number two, he can run out the back and keep himself occupied. It's still got one of the local Bali toilets here as well. So if he's got his staff around, we're going to make like this as a wash down area. It was a laundry sort of, or something like that, so you can see where the drain hole is. We'll put a big tub there, there's the water, and we'll probably put a table there so when they're sorting out the clothes and they're doing laundry and stuff, they've got plenty of space to do all that and get it all coordinated. I picked up these lovely baskets. I tell you what, I just love them. Now, give you an idea, something like that, we've got that in Jimbaran at the side of the road at a cane shop, and they're about $10 each, and they're just beautiful. I've got like a little laundry basket or waste paper basket, whatever you want. So for $10 you can put one in each bedroom, so okay, if your clothes are in there, it's all good. Right, let's go out the back, through the laundry, and this is Fee's kitchen. So she's been cooking this morning, and she gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning, starts cooking every day, cooks rice, cooks all the nasi goreng and prepares all the food, and then by about 6 o'clock she's off at the local high school, and she's packaging all the meals up, preparing all the food, and then selling it when the kids get to school at 7 o'clock in the morning. She's just selling it out as quick as she can. So she's got plenty of bench space. She's never had any bench space here, so we still need to organise cupboards and shelves and stuff for here because we need to be able to utilise the space as good as we can. But she's got her own water now Again, they don't need hot water. They're not used to cooking in hot water or cleaning up in hot water. The detergents and that seem to work perfectly well in cold water. So it's a long way from the other side of the house to bring that little gas hot water service over. But she can always go and get a saucepan or do it like she used to do and just heat one up on the little gas cooker. So I'm really looking forward to getting her that decent stove at the school so she can do what she's doing a little bit better. We've got one storage room here, and we've got another spare bedroom here. At the moment, a lot of that is stuff that has been donated, like kids' toys or clothes and stuff like that we're going to be taking up to the villages, and we're going to get more of these storage tubs so we can categorise it all and have that all stacked up so we know what we're doing. This still a bit slippery and a bit wet. I'll tell you what, these tiles get a bit slippery when the rain comes down. And here's my office. And I was so happy with what's going on here. You might have seen the vlog the other day. But I couldn't work out what to do, how big to make this bench. And to me, I really want a versatile space because I want to do a few things with it. I want to be able to do some filming inside here once I get the acoustics sorted out a bit better. And I need to be able to have a bench where we can collaborate, where we can plan what we're doing, have maybe 2 or 3 people sitting around a table sort of working it out. And I wanted to do it away from the regular part of the house so I'm not disturbing the rest of them. So I decided to come up with this little plan. Now, I'll tell you what, a bit of ingenuity, a bit of Aussie smart. Look at what I've done with this bench. Right, so I've got 1 foot down there, and I've got this little shelf that I've made here. So I can drag this thing up, and it's solid. I've got some little rubber feet I'm going to put under that as well, and I've rounded the edges off so you're not going to kick yourself. But if I want, I can sit down here and say, I'll eat my lunch and then do the computer. I've got plenty of space, and then someone can sit on that side of the table, or I can just push that up and down as far as I want and make it a big L shape. I'm wrapped, I really am wrapped. I sat there scratching my head for hours going, how am I going to do it? And I worked out, I've got a bit of angle line, and if I put one piece of angle line into another piece of angle line, it sort of makes a little shelf, and it can't come up because that's stopping it, so it's got to be pushed right off the end. Hey, bit of Aussie know-how. That was fun. It took me hours and hours just to sit down and work it out and decide how I'm going to do it. And I'm so happy to do a bit of a whitewash and a bit of a varnish on that just to give it a bit of a coating. Oh, look. So much. Oh, the rain's stopping. That's lovely. So much has been happening. I'll tell you what, I'll run out front because I'm going to try and overlay some photos of what the place looked like when we first got here, because you would not recognise it. There was a picture of a naked woman up there, and there was all these other weird things. And I find my slippers soaking outside, and my thongs. I wonder if that little rat, where's that little bugger? Pop, 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 pop. Come here, puppy. There she is, look. There she is. Come on, little bubba. Is it little bubba? Oh, you're funny. Oh, she's gorgeous. Now, this is a little puppy that about 8 weeks ago was found in a box, abandoned with her brothers and sisters. We nearly lost her a couple of times. She's been a bit sick. She is the most gorgeous little thing. I have no idea what breed you could call it. Bali Benteng, a bit of a Bali Mongol. But, oh my God, she's a lovely little pup. We've hand-fed her from the day she was 1 day old. And I'll tell you what, she is just a diamond. Yes, she is. Yeah. So, we're going to look after this one. She's got to go up and get her shots, I think, tomorrow. Time is crazy. So, I'll tell you what, I'm going to take you out the front. Just quickly show you from outside what we've done. Oh, I've got to move that because my little feet can't reach up that high. But here we go. When we first got here, this was all really yucky. Paint was horrible. There was no gates in there. I've still got to finish a little bit of fencing down there to keep the dog in. And so we put that gate there. We've painted the outside. We're going to make it nice. The neighbour's got a good idea. He's got all these nice plants in the drains, so we want to do that as well. I love plants. I love Just a little bit of native greenery. And we've got this nice big gate here. We can come inside, lock her up, padlock away, backup plan up the top there, and do whatever you want to do. It's nice and private, nice and quiet. We don't hear the motorbikes and the other cars going up that alley all day and all night because the gates seem to keep it quite quiet, and the house is all solid concrete. So it's quite cooling inside there, and it's also quite quiet. It's lovely. Guys, I just can't thank any of you enough for the support, for the love, for the just the encouragement that you guys have all given us. It really has made a massive difference to us. The people that have offered to come over on their holidays and give us a hand helping painting or do something, I mean, that means so much to me. And obviously people probably coming in, to the door just shutting it. Come on. Oh, she's funny. I'll leave it open. But look, I'm really excited. So the next run away, when we're going up into the mountains, we're just organising right now. It's probably going to be next week. I'm hoping I might be able to do something this coming weekend if we get time, because it's been a long time since we've been out in the mountains helping people, and those people need a big hand. I've sorted myself out now. I've got a nice place to live now. It's time for me to get out there and help a few other people. So, guys, thanks a lot. I've got a bit of water on the lens again. Thanks so much for everything that you've done to support us, to follow us. We've hit 10,000 subscribers. That's a massive, massive milestone. And it just shows that what we're doing, you guys are enjoying, and it's encouraging me to keep going. So, wow, I don't know if I showed you these things. Look, I love these. So up the top above the doors, or above all the windows, we've got these natural air vents, but we haven't got air conditioning in this room yet. But if we get air conditioning, you want to close those vents off and to keep all the air inside. But if you're using the fans, which we mostly do, we've got these little things that we can prop up here, and I'm going to get some chain, just some small skinny chain, and we can just sort of put that up there, hang it off the chain. I love the architecture, I love the old woodwork, and I thought that's another little brilliant idea, that we can have some natural flowing ventilation. We can close the doors and still have the natural outside air coming through. We've got security mesh or fly screen, sort of aluminium on top of it as well, so the bugs aren't going to get in. We've done so much. It's just incredible, and it looks amazing. It really, really does. It just shows me a little bit of time, a little bit of creative thought. It hasn't cost anywhere near as much as you'd think. Honestly, we wouldn't have spent $5,000. Now, it wasn't my money to spend. That's all right. Thank you, my sister, for sending me some dollars. But you couldn't have built one room or done half of the way. There's no way in the world you could have painted it for what it's cost us to get all of that work done. Now, I've done as much as I could. We've paid the locals, the builders and the tradies and that to come in and do as much as they could, and we've come up with just the most amazing result. Just proves no matter where you are, if you've got a good attitude and you get the backing of the right people behind you, you can achieve absolutely anything you want. So I'm out. Have fun, have a good day, and keep in touch. I've got a couple more exciting vlogs to do, and you're going to start seeing a lot more regular. Now I've got an office and I can find my GoPro, I can start doing a lot more vlogs. So stay tuned. They're going to start coming out thick and fast. I hope you enjoy them as well, and I'll see you when you get here.